Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Sonya Stepto and I live in Australia. I'm going to show you now this morning, or this afternoon, how to do some ribbon embroidery. Just a few like flowers for a start, because I'm actually working on something and I really would like to show people how to do this. Now I'm hoping I'm not too far away and you can still hear me. I want a piece of fabric that is going to be good to sew on. Now we should probably iron it, but I'm going to put it into a little hoop which I had here before, and now he seems to have disappeared on me because I might have to use this bit bigger one, and he hasn't got a screw on him. Where did that go to? I've been doing lots of bits and pieces here this morning, and I've actually made a couple of videos. Okay, sorry about that. Well, everybody won't have a hoop anyway, so we're not going to stress out too much about that for the time being. Now, for ribbon embroidery, you need to have a really good needle. Okay. Now, the silk ribbon is really nice, beautiful to use. A lot of people think it looks like seam binding. Well, maybe it does, but it isn't actually woven the same way at all. It's I think a lot more delicate than that. Anyway, so first of all, because I am working on a piece that I'm showing, that I've got to wait till I get it all done before I start putting up the videos, I think I'll just show you a few stitches. Okay, so a few different stitches to do to make flowers and so forth. So I'm going to use maybe not that colour. I need to have something a little bit darker so you can see what I'm doing. This is pretty, isn't it? And if I put it on here just willy-nilly, well then maybe I can cut it off later and like the piece of work, I mean, and put it onto something else. It's a very bright one, but this will help you to see what I'm making. Okay, so the first thing I will do now today, I'll show you how to make you put your needle through your ribbon through your needle, and you will put it back through the top there like that. Okay, now you need a really good solid needle. You want a piece of fabric that is very open weave. You know, you can see that this is just that way and that way. Some of them have got 2 or 3 threads going one way, one back the other, but this one is very open, so it's just the sort of thing to use. If I put it on here, I might be able to use it for something later on. But anyway, so this, what I'm going to show you first. Now you have a knot. You don't have to. Maybe it's better if you don't, because if you do, it'll be too bulky. Okay, so you come up through the back, and you want a needle that's fat enough to go through and goes through easy. You don't want to be there pulling on it with the pliers like I have done in the past. My husband said to me, "You're doing delicate embroidery, Sonya," and I probably told you this before. Anyway, so to do this is like a leaf stitch, only it makes a petal, like a petal for a flower. So you just you come up, and then you want to go along there about, probably, is that a centimetre maybe, or half an inch, and then just take it through. Now, what you always need to do is make sure that you never go through any of the other parts on the back of the ribbon, because otherwise you will get it all caught up, and it'll pull through, and it'll make it look really wrong. Now you take this down a tiny bit like that, so you make a little point. Okay, so you want to come back through the centre. Now while you're doing that, you want to turn around, make sure you don't have that one caught in behind it, because that will turn you off doing this. If you're going to keep getting it mucked up, it'll just, you'll think, I'm not going to play that game, I don't want to do that anymore. So anyway, we'll just put one across the other side here, and then you just have it to be the same measurement. So that's probably a bit further across than my fingernail here, which I couldn't do one of these yesterday because I was feeling quite sick in the stomach. I do have a bit of a nervous tummy sometimes. Okay, so then we're going to come up through the back here again and make sure, and I can see through this fabric, so I can see that I actually just missed going through the ribbon that's at the back. So I need to be careful. Now that's actually looped around there, but that doesn't matter because it's going to hold it down, isn't it? There we go. Now, so there's two 2 petals, right there. So you just want to keep going around like this until you make as many little petals for your flower as you want to do. I should go right through. See now, if I'm starting to do it wrong, you're going to start to do it wrong, and that's not going to be good, is it? Okay. Now this just comes straight off the card, and it's still got a little crease in it, but over the time it'll probably wear out straight. I don't know about ironing it. I've never ever done that, and I don't know if I would chance that, because those little cards, like I got that offer. Let me see, where's one of them here? There's not. This here is a 4mm one. There's 3 yards on that, and I think these average around about up to $3 or $4. So they're not cheap. Maybe they're dearer now because I've had these for a while. I bought a while back when I was doing this sort of thing. Some of them actually used to belong to my mother, but I still had a fair few myself because I used to love doing this. I still do, really. It's just that getting the chance, you know, or whatever you're doing at the time, I guess. But it looks really good on the crazy patchwork, and that's what I'm going to be showing you how to do. But my version of it is going to be different because I just felt like doing that today. Just felt like changing it a bit, you know. So you just keep doing this until you have a nice little flower. You can actually make it a little looser too if you want to, you know, so it's not sort of really straight, which mine are actually doing really straight here. Make sure I haven't got any of that bit. So you want to go out there, and you need to come back and go through your. Now you be really careful doing this. Needle's got to be sharp, have no burrs on it, which means that if you run your fingers along the needle, make sure it doesn't have any, it's not burred in any way. You can feel it if they are. If they've got anything on them where it's been scratched or whatever, because you don't want that to be what you're going to be using. It's not going to work very nice at all. Okay. Now, I'm still making sure I'm not going into any of these here on the back. And now, in reality, or well, I suppose I'd just keep going around in this now and filling up. When you're pulling the needle through, please do it very carefully, okay? Now, I wanted to go around and fill up all these spaces in between each one that I've done, because I want to make it nice, a nice solid looking flower. I've accidentally come through there. Let me get it right. Okay. I suppose it wouldn't matter if I just stopped there and showed you what I want to do next. I'm going to cut that off because I want to just unpull that last one, because I don't think that it looks very good, the last bit that I put in there. You cannot take apart the piece that you've already put the needle through, but if you come to a part where you don't like what's happening next and you want to take it out, you can do that, like where I come out, where I came through here. I come through in the wrong place. Now I'll go down and put one in each of those. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to put in center in that, and using the you can do a French knot. So you can do a French knot by, I might have to use this one here because I wanted to leave it on. It's yellow. It's sort of yellowish anyway. I've already got a lot packed away there. I'm going to take it out to go and do some more stuff in the lounge room, and then I can show you more of my videos if I get some more work done on them. Okay, so we're doing the threading through and the pulling up like that. Now this is a thicker piece of, and it's going to need to be on this big needle to come through. Now, if you come back over here, you go under the back, because you're going to put this up in through the centre, and just make sure that you're not catching any of that ribbon. You can just, I'm just sort of sneaking under behind it there. You can sneak under behind it and come up through there. You can either put a bead in this or a French knot. So Sonia won't do that now because it's only going to muck it up on me. I will make it over here for you. Okay, now the French knot will need a knot. French knot was going to need a knot in the end of it, so we'll put a knot in the end of it. I probably should have used a darker colour, but I was thinking about putting that. And see, that was a tiny bit hard to get through. A tiny bit hard, okay. So now this is a little bit tricky, this one, but I don't find it that way at all myself, but other people, I guess, you know, it just depends. So we're going to get the needle and we're going to wrap 1, 2, 3 times, and we're going to come, whoops, daisy, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to come back here next to the hole, not straight back through the hole, but as next to it as you can possibly be. And then you're going to hold on to this. Don't, wait a minute, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get another piece of thread, okay, because this too, can't see what you're doing. I can't see what I'm doing. Let me see. Now, we'll get another piece of cotton. I'm not going to do that with my ribbon, because it's not really for playing with, I can do it when I'm showing you a ribbon thing, but this is actually a French knot that's done with either ribbon or cotton, and therefore it doesn't matter. So, but I'm still going to use this father needle because it'll be easier for me to show you. And I've got 6 strands of embroidery thread here, because it's still again going to be easy for me to show you how to do it. Okay, so, oh dear, now I've moved the camera, that's not good. Now we come through where we want to put our little knot, and we will get, and you just, hang on a second, I'll do this wrong. Now hold it like that, and then go round, 1, 2, 3, and put it near where you come out. Hang on to this, don't ever let go of this piece here until you've quite finished, okay? Pull it through and you've got a little knot, okay? So they are something that's used as centres, or you can use them, you know, just going along on your piece of work anywhere, wherever you feel like you just need a little dot of something. And usually, as a habit of when you're doing ribbon embroidery, if you've got a lot left on, then you don't want to waste it, you can just make a French knot somewhere. Okay, so that's how they're done. So it just comes up through the back where you want it to be. Actually, they would look nice if they're smaller, but I want to show you how to do it. So 1, 2, 3, and then you just go back down into here next to where you come out. Make sure, I did let that go, didn't I? Make sure you don't let it go. Keep it tightly around there, but not too tight that you can't get your needle through, okay? The only reason that's not going to work for you is if you try to go back down the same hole, because there it is. It's done. That's a French knot, okay? Now, on the work that I'm doing, on the piece of crazy patchwork, I have a few other stitches that I'll be doing, so I want to show you what they will be. Now, this is actually... wait a minute, I'll come over here and go along the edge, because I'll take this out later, but I just wanted to do it for the purposes of showing you how it's done. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this one upside down because I want to just to get the hang of this. So this is a blanket stitch. So you come down, you won't be going back that way like I am, but I'm doing that. No, that's not right, Sonya. You're going to hang on a minute. Whoa. Come back there, Sonya. Now just try to undo what I just did. It goes in there. Okay, it goes in there like that. Righto. So you come down here and it goes under there, right? You try to keep it nice and straight, because I might not be able to do that because I'm showing you upside down. Okay, because I've got to get the camera in it, stick it here behind me somewhere so I can see. So you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now the one that I'm making, I wouldn't use all this thick thread, the piece that I've been doing on the thing I'm doing, but I'm going to show you this. But I wanted to show you how to do these things, because if you know how to do them, then you can put them onto your piece if you want to make the same thing. It's a crazy patchwork. Now, I promise you I can sew a little bit neater than this, but I just needed to show you how it was done upside down, because that way it will be easy for you to do. Okay, and if you want to do it up this way, you just turn it around and it goes like that. Now I did mine where I did one short one and one long one, because then you can do that as well, because then I went along and I'm going to put a little bead above that and look like a little flower, maybe, you know. So that's just how you do the blanket stitch. Okay. Now you probably have to rewind a bit of this, you know, if you want to actually try it. But it'd be really good if you did have a go, because it'd be really nice if people learn to do these things. It's really good fun. Okay. Now I'm going to do another ribbon one. Let me do a ribbon. What's the name? A leaf. I'll do a leaf. The leaves are really easy, more or less like we did the flower. There's so many different ways and flowers to make. If I show you this one, and then I can probably turn this into a rosebud anyway. Don't matter if it's green, does it? No, of course not. Anyway, we'll make a knot. Probably don't want to, but if it's only small, I don't want to pull it right through. So you come up with there like that, and you just put your stitches. That's your end of your leaf. And you just pull that down there like that, or that can be your leaf. See, and you just have your leaf underneath your flower. Get a flower there, and there's your leaf sitting out. Or you can put it that way, because then you go on to the next one by coming up through the back and doing the next one. Or you can keep going with this and get another colour, and come up at that side and come down here, and very carefully just go down in underneath, put it down. My ribbon is spinning around here madly, it is. Hopefully yours won't be doing that. Come on, spin back around the other way. There we go. Put one on that side, and you come up here on this one. Now you want to, if you did this with whatever colour centre you wanted, maybe I should try and straighten this out a little bit before I keep going. Whatever colour centre you wanted, and then just put the two side bits, and you'll make yourself a rosebud. You got to give me right down fair there where that one come out. Okay. Whoops. We should carried away this when you pull that too hard. I was imagining it was longer than it was. So we must be careful when we do them things, eh? There you go. Now all you have to do there is put, well, you'd imagine that would be a different colour to those two pieces, okay? And then you can end that off, or make another one next to it. I'll just end that off, because it's using the ribbon, like I said. You can actually use the other ribbon. Let me see. It's not the satin, not the silk one. You can use this here. Some people do use a different one. If you haven't got this, you can use this other sort. Let me see now. It has to be really soft, like that, you know, and that one. It can't be this thick, heavy, shiny thing, like stiff. It won't work at all, very nice at all. You need to have this one here, and you can see that it's sort of, you can tell that the texture of it's really soft. So I'll do a couple of stitches with one of these. Don't look what I'm going to do. I'm just going to chop the middle out of it. Oh, no, I didn't. I've got some from the end. I did, yeah. Anyway, I just probably got too much, I'd say. There's apricot colour there. Or a couple of yards or two. So it's on, you don't put it back. Hang on, I'll cut that bit off. It's a bit wonky. But I can show you how to do this. See, this will go through this big needle. Go through the big needle. Because it's a soft one. I don't know what it's usually a cheap one, you know. So you want to have, you need to get hold of it here. Now this is going to be tricky coming through because of the size of it, but don't panic about that. It's all right. Don't worry. There you go. So it took a bit of a tug to get that through there. I'll just make sure that now when you're doing you can do it by just laying that down. I've actually got the piece at the back under there too, so I've got hold of it as well. I'm going to just take that through there and make that so I can do this. This can be the bud too. This can be a bud. And when you do it, probably come up halfway and come across here like that. Okay, it's a tiny bit coming through from the back, and it's a bit of thread. Yeah. So come across that far there, see? So it's going to make him look bud-like, you know. Yeah. Yeah. And then this side. You can do as big as or as little as you want. This ribbon does work. I used a lot of it before I could. We couldn't actually buy the other here at first, so I didn't have a choice. And I used to just use this because I was practicing and learning, and I needed to know. I could not wait, and then the lady got some in so we could use it. And I'm going to turn that round. It's doing a lot of twisting about on me today, isn't it? I hope this hasn't been going on for too long. I don't know how many people would have turned it off by now. So there's your little rosebud, okay? And on the top of there, you just put a tiny little stitch, a little piece of green. Why wouldn't my good scissors just cut just then? That was a bit sad, wasn't it? So I'm hoping that people are interested in this thing. If you wouldn't mind, I would really like a little bit of feedback on this, because I want to know if anybody wants to continue on doing it or not, because there is so much that you can still learn in this. So much, you know, in embroidery and stuff like that. Now you want to put a little tiny one of these little businesses up on the top here. Just put one stitch like that, and then down underneath you can do a satin stitch, no, a stem stitch, sorry. And that you just come up through the bottom and you just go down, back up like that, and I come down and come back to where that finished, and down and back to where that one finished. There's people do this different ways. This is the way that I do it. Finish there, and that's is stem stitch. Maybe it might be a little bit bigger than what I would have liked it, but that's what your little flower then will look like if you do the bud. Okay, so and also finish that one off, of course, and you can put a bead or the centers in it. So there's many more stitches out there, and I'm going to be using a few more in my thing that I'm making. So if you want to watch any more of these, can you please tell me, and I will gladly come on here and show as many as you like. I mean, it's an endless thing, the embroidery with all different things, wool embroidery, ribbon embroidery, and just the whole lot. But anyway, so thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I've really enjoyed getting back into doing that. I've done a bit this morning on this other piece that I'm going to put a video up about shortly. So I've got 2 of them already made, but I'll wait until I get it all done before I put them up. It'd be better, because then you can watch them all in one go. Okay, so that's a what's the name on Crazy Patchwork, Sonya, different my way of Crazy Patchwork, maybe, with no gluing, just sewing. Okay, talk to you later.